Hello YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, welcome to another episode of P&Q. P&Q with a bit of a difference this time, hence the title saying B&Q, because I am Mrs Mini Warzone, aka Bex, that's hence the B&Q. So welcome everybody to this special 100. And I think my dog may have just knocked the camera, so if you saw a bit of a shake, that's what it was all about. Another point, if you can hear a funny noise, it's the fan because it's really warm in the pink powder room. But welcome anyway. Several questions posed to me, so without further ado, let's get going. Tattoo for you. Hi Richard and family. What drew you to that wonderful ball of awesomeness that is Pete? Well, I was drawn to him before he was Mini Warzone Pete as well. I don't know if you know our background story. Peter was in a band, putting a band together, looking for a vocalist, and I was looking for a band to join, and he recruited me for the band, and we became good friends. We had some laughs together, we band practice. We were the two that turned up every week for band practice. And I jokingly referred to him one day in one of the pubs at a difficult gig that he was my band husband, and I referred to him as my Peter. And as my daughter would say, I totally friend zoned him for a long time. Until one day all these little bits and pieces all added up that he was caring and he looked out for me and I enjoyed his company and he had a great smile. And I thought, actually I really do like this guy. And I think I'd like us to be a bit more than friends. He has a gorgeous blue eyes, lovely smile, and there's a depth to him and a strength. And he's probably going to be really embarrassed hearing this, but I realised all of a sudden, as it were, that, wow, I do really like this guy. I think I love him, and I've got to be with him. So hope that answers your questions. And anyway, since he's become Mini Warzone, well, what can I say? I mean, celebrity status. That's why I'm with him now. But you know, that's what drew me to him, and still draws me to him, because he's a darling. So, anyway, gone all mushy now. Right, next question. One of two questions, I think, from Idic Beer. Hi there. From what I can see, Pete is really enjoying the hobby, and his videos are getting better and better all the time. He seems more confident on camera. I agree with you there. Have you seen any impact on his real life like this outside of the channel? Is there any life outside the channel? I don't think so, but yes, I do. I've noticed that the hobby helps him to focusing his attention on painting models, assembling models, painting models, and making the videos. Takes his attention away from the physical symptoms he suffers, the pain in his legs and feet and everything that goes with the illness he's got. But for those moments when he's focusing on the hobby, he can forget entirely that he's actually got something wrong. There are times he can totally get away from it, and that's great. And that sort of impact that has on the everyday life, giving him that focus and something to concentrate on, is really good. And I know when he went to one of the conventions to be recognised as Mini Warzone Pete, that was great. And you know, I know he thoroughly enjoyed that. So yeah, being sort of recognised outside of the channel was good fun as well. So yeah, I suppose that's how it's had an impact on his life. Also, I've just had a thought as well, that on everyday life, because of his talent with painting camouflage print and things, I got him to use my nail varnishes and paint tiger print on my nails, and they were absolutely awesome. I went to a wedding and the nails are in tiger print, all painted by Peter. So yeah, maybe that's another sideline we could think of. I bet he's blushing now. Next one, JamJar34. Hi. What is your favourite model that Pete has painted since the start of the hobby? It's got to be the Broodlord. I think he did a video on it, a tutorial, and it just looks amazing. The attention to detail and the absolutely gross drool that this thing's got coming down from its teeth and claws, and that. I think that's a cracking model. It's really brilliant. That's got to be my favourite. I quite like the colours he's done on the Hellbrute as well. That's as ugly as that thing is, but they're pretty good as well. Yeah, it's got to be the Broodlord, I think. Let's have a look. Oh, another question from Idic Beer. What do you think of Pete's new beard? I think he looks younger and more handsome myself. I love it. I love it, absolutely love it. He's my Wolverine. He really is. I happened to make a comment once about where I was working. We had some workmen in, and this particular young man had a beard, quite nice. Anyway, Peter decided to grow a beard, and I love it. I think it's nice. And yes, he does look young and handsome. He's gorgeous and young and handsome anyway. Alright, ScragGuard39. Nice to see you on the channel. Thank you very much. Is it Mini Mrs. or Mrs Mini? It's Mrs Mini Warzone. Alright, let's take the question then. What's your most supernatural experience? I did, when I was looking at this question, I thought, none, there wasn't any at all. The more I thought about it, I can remember my grandmother used to wear the fragrance of lilies of the valley, and she used to love that. And many years after she died, I was having a bit of a stressful time when I was still living with my parents. And I walked from my mum's kitchen through the hallway, through the fragrance of lily of the valley. And it's not something my mum would have had because she hated it. And I remember thinking at the time, that must be Gran. That was my grandma there, trying to give me a sign that, you know, I'm with you, you're going to be okay, I'm here. So I would say that was one. Another time, I suppose, there was an extension built on the house, and I used to have my room out there. And I remember someone telling me once that if you think there's a ghost in your house and they're making a lot of noise, just tell them to be quiet, because you've got to live there as well. So this one night, I was convinced I could hear whispers of people talking, and I couldn't get to sleep. And I went past the stage of being scared, and I found it annoying, so I switched my light on. I said, will you all please be quiet? I'm trying to get some sleep here. And they did. And it went quiet, and they obviously kept the noise down, and I was able to get some sleep. So, yeah, I suppose you could say that those are supernatural experiences. Yeah, so no, those are the two that I can think of. I suppose if I gave it some more thought, I might find some more, but yeah, not those two at the moment. Oh, there's another question from Middick Beer. Sorry, there's three, not two. Yes, you have submitted. What do I usually do when Pete's in the hobby room? Well, I'm in the powder room, which is great. I'm on the shades, as you can see. I take the opportunity to maybe put on a face mask, or to put some headphones in and listen to some music and just relax for a little while. Sometimes my daughter will join me, but she talks too much when we're doing face masks, and that is, we're supposed to be relaxing for 20 minutes and she's yak 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 yak. So it's nice to get in here and get away and to chill. Sometimes though, Elena and I will watch girly movies, or some romantic comedies that really Peter's not into, so I'll ask him if he would mind going out to the studio out of the way while we watch that, and of course he's happy to oblige. So that's what we do. Courage Lasilicus 3. How's the walk-in wardrobe coming along? It's amazing. And are you ever tempted to paint up some miniatures? Well, the pink powder room is fantastic. If you've been watching Peter's channel for long enough, you'll know that this was his hobby room. So it kind of looks a bit different now. I've got my Audrey Hepburn on the wall. It's very, very pink. It's absolutely great. It's my dressing room. I just can come in and take this dress out. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And, it's just amazing. So it's all complete, and it's just fabulous. I love it in here. But as for tempted to paint, no, I've not been tempted to paint miniatures. I like to see the work Peter's done, and I think it is great. He's got such a steady hand. I've never been tempted to paint any myself, but my daughter has. And I think she's got it in mind to sit out in the studio with him and try and paint up an army at some point. So I don't know how they're going to get on with that. But she's the artist. But no, I haven't. But I do like to see a good painted army. You must have painted miniatures. No playing games without painted miniatures. Just wrong. Just wrong. Alright. Big Mac Danskill. Sorry, Big Mac Danskill. Other than music and literature, what passions do you share with your husband? Really? Oh, family show. Okay, yeah. We like films, different films. We like a bit of sci-fi, thrillers, that sort of thing. Other passions. We love our little dogs, our family. Rufus, one of them. You might have seen him on camera. He's on the floor by the shades there, just listening to me. So we have a passion for our dogs, and we like to take them out and walk with them. Spend time as a family. The three of us, we just have such good times together, good memories. As for passions with Peter and I, I've always loved talking with him. We've always had some really deep conversations, strange conversations. We had a conversation about werewolves and vampires once, which is one of the first deep conversations we got into. But I love having conversation with him, away from all the technology. And when the sun's out, you can sit at the garden table with a pot of tea, which is very, very British, I know, but a pot of tea, maybe some scones and some good conversation, and that's what I love. And other passions to share with my husband, that's not for this show. Moving on. Jam Jar 34. Mrs Mini Warzone question. What is it about Zombicide that you enjoy? I love the fact that it's a cooperative game. Every other game I've tried to play as a child and growing up has always been you set out to win, and it's for that particular reason that I don't have a lot of time for Monopoly, because my mum used to let my brother win all the time and it used to drive me mad. But Zombicide is, we tried playing it, even though it was cooperative, we did try playing it the first time as, right, I'll go get the objective, I'll go and do this and do that, and as we all split up, we lasted about one spawn of zombies and we were all dead. But once we restarted and worked together, it's great, it's very intense, it's fun, you know where you've got to go, and it's almost what I call the suspension of disbelief. You can immerse yourself in the game and you're there, you're on the streets, and we've often, the thing now we've got zombie dogs, no, not zombie dogs, now we've got dogs in it as well. Especially Elena and I were like, oh right, send the dog out first, we must save the dog and use a move to do this. But we're all like, no, I'll wait here, I've got a gun, so I'll stay and look after Wanda, we'll rescue this one and that one. And the working together as a team, it feels great. And when we all make it to the other side and get out the exit together, we've all survived. That's good. That's what I love about it. It's a proper bringing the family or even friends all together to play a game together. And that's what I love about it. I hope that answers the question. We've got a double party here. Oh, Ali and Stephen from the Laddie show. I love Laddie. He's absolutely amazing. He's just so gorgeous. Sorry, I'm going to get distracted. Ali's asked me about, as a lot of you know, Peter's got MS. How does it affect you? And she's also asked, there's not a lot of support in Plymouth? No, there's not. And what would I like to see for sufferers and their families? Peter's MS affects me in that I worry about him all the time. All the time. When I'm with him and I can see what he's doing. More so when I'm at work, I worry about him. I worry that he's in pain, or he's fatigued, and then I worry when I'm not there. I hope he hasn't tried to get up the ladder and do that painting, because if he falls and he's overbalanced. So the worry stresses me out. I do worry and stress about him, and it's difficult to. This is awkward. I'm sorry about this. Sorry if I'm coming across. I'm not used to cameras really, and this is awkward to put into words. So bear with me. I want to care for him and stop him from doing anything that might be dangerous. But at the same time, there's a fine line between stopping him doing that and taking his independence away. He has said before, I've got MS. MS doesn't have me, and I have to respect that. And it's difficult to stand back when I'm just thinking, oh no, don't fall, don't do this. But that's how it affects me, with the worry. But you know, that's part of caring for someone. You worry about them. And as for the support's not good. I wish the MS department would answer the phone when you ring them a bit more often. You've got to constantly be on their back, emailing, and to try and get a response, and that's not good. But on the other hand, I think they're short-staffed, but that doesn't help us as a family, you know, when you want answers to things. What I would like would be more counselling, really, for the MS sufferer to be able to talk to someone about, or even to talk, about what's bothering them. You know, for instance, do you get that pain in your leg? Do you find your back aches? Do you find this? Oh yeah, it's a nightmare. That sort of thing. And for me as a wife or partner, someone to talk to and have a moan at. Peter and I can talk to each other about anything, but it's hard for me to talk to him about him if I want to moan about him. And it'd be nice sometimes to have someone where I could say, oh, it drives me mad, he keeps wanting to do stuff, and then I worry about him, and what if he falls over and that. And for another spouse or girlfriend or whatever to say, I know exactly what you mean, my other half does the same. I think we could do with someone to sound off at, and that would be a great support, to be able to just offload that to someone. And we don't have it. There's a business opportunity there, I think. Stephen asks, being the wife of a gamer, do you ever join in a hobby now and again? If you do, how long did it take you to get interested? And what advice would you give to couples where one partner is a gamer and one isn't? And that's to get in together to play games. I need nice board games, don't be naughty. Alright then. I joined in with the hobby because I love him, plain and simple. I'd heard of Warhammer. Some kids that I knew years ago they used to go into Games Workshop and paint miniatures. And I thought it was just boys painting miniatures, to be honest. When Peter got into it, I did it to be supportive, even though I was like, whatever, you know. That said, the more he was getting into it and telling me about the lore and that behind a lot of the armies, I found myself interested in the backstory. He bought the Dark Vengeance, I think it was, starter set, and tried to teach me how to play that. And again, I started off eye rolling. I thought, oh, this is not going to be for me. But the more I got into it, I remember saying, oh, do I move now? Can I shoot somebody? And I found I was getting quite into it then, thinking, oh, got to roll a 4, you know, oh, direct hit, that sort of thing. And I also remember getting quite upset that I couldn't shoot the Hellbrute in the back, because apparently you have to immobilise him first. So as much as I wasn't interested, I can see the appeal, because you get into it, you know, you sort of get swept along with the enthusiasm of the game, really. But I can't see myself painting up an army and having a game. But that said, I'd use Peter's armies and then we play. I play because I love him, and we do enjoy it together. But really, I would rather do the cooperative games, such as the Zombicide and any others. We've got a game called Mice and Mystics that we're going to have a go at, and Peter wants us to get into Dungeons and Dragons as well. And I prefer to do that sort of thing that we can do as a family and just get involved in it together, really. And that's what I would like, really. What would I give the advice to give to couples? I would say get into the cooperative games together, because they are good fun. It's so much better to switch off the TV and the phone and the iPad and whatever else you've got. Get into a board game, lose yourself in a little bit of a fantasy world for a while, and play a game that's got a joint objective and a joint goal to get out. That it really is fun. That's what I would recommend. I've had an email from Anonymous. Hi there, Mrs Mini Warzone. Hi there to you. It's great to see you on the channel again. Okay. Yes, you must have all seen my firewalk. My question is, what do you think of the wargaming hobby in relation to YouTube? Do you think that they go well together? What are your thoughts? Hopefully see you again soon. And I remember the foul challenge. Oh yes, that was crazy. And the firewalk. You always see me like hot stuff, and I'm like, Peter, that's why I like hot stuff. Foul challenge. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, that's awful stuff. I hope they can say it was chicken, because you couldn't taste anything. But anyway, I digress. YouTube, I think, is good for bringing the community together. Especially as there's a lot of you that have one thing or another that you're dealing with in a physical way, and the hobby gives you the distraction you need from the physical pain and things you're suffering. It brings you together. It's bringing gamers and hobbyists together from all parts of the world. I mean, some of these questions are from people in the UK, and I know, Tattoo for you, he's in Texas with his family, but you have that connection with each other, and it's not even virtual friends, because you can see the other person, you can actually do a live hangout. And whereas, like, if some of you can't get out for physical reasons, you can actually hang out together on a Google Hangout and talk about the hobby, and probably even play some sort of games and that. So yes, I do think they go well together. I think otherwise, if you've just got a little gaming group in your city, then you have a small circle of friends. Whereas now, he just got over 400 subscribers, so that's 400 people he can interact with about the hobby. And some of you have got a lot more subscribers than that. And all of you in a huge community being able to get together through YouTube, I think is great. It's good. The other thing I don't like about YouTube, or one of the things I don't like, is the dislike button. What's that all about? Really? I mean, I've looked at videos, and if I don't like it, I think, I don't want to watch that, and I'll go off and look at something else. Why go for the trouble of disliking? That is just so passive aggressive, really. It's really, if you don't like it, bye. Vote with your feet. Go. Look at something else. Dislike? Nah. You can do without that. If you like it, like it. If you don't, move on. And it's... Anyway, I could rant. I really could. But I think I've come to the end of the questions. So I hope I've answered them all as fully as you would have liked. I don't know when I'll do another episode. Depends how well this one goes down, really. But I thought I was going to hate it, to be honest, but apart from a bit awkward moment, I've actually quite enjoyed doing this, and it's great to do something different and just to support Peter and what he does. So next week, you'll all be back to normal. I won't be here. Peter will be back. Mini Warzone Pete back in his studio, hobby room, whatever you want to call it, with the 101st episode of P&Q. So even though he thought he'd have a week off this week, he's having to sit here and film this with me. So bless him, he's a darling. And I've got my little doggy boy, little Rufus there, who's a bit reluctant to come on camera. But anyway, thank you all. Nice talking to you. Stay safe. Have a good time with your hobby. And remember, all brushes lead to war. Yeah. Hello, as an epilogue, here we are. This is the awesomeness that is Rufus. So look, that's you, my darling. Say, all brushes lead to war.